Live in 20 seconds. The sun is setting and the artificial lights are taking over here at the Dovecote Stadium, otherwise known as Butthole Lane. No sniggering, alright? We're going to be saying that name throughout the night. Welcome to live coverage of the Polymac Packaging League Cup match between Shepshed Dynamo and Coventry United here at the Dovecote Stadium. A nice little game under the floodlights in Leicestershire, and another cup for Coventry United to sink their teeth into, and this is their first chance in the Polymac Packaging League Cup this season. A competition which Coventry United haven't usually done well in the last two seasons. They've gone out in the first round. Last season they lost to St Andrews, not too far away from here, just down the road by I think it was by the M69, the end of the M69. But anyway, you know, I haven't got to worry about them anymore because they're not in the same league. But this is going to be the last time United face Shepshed. They've still got the two league fixtures against the Dynamo later on this season. This is a good little chance to A, have a nice little cup run, and B, to learn a little bit more about their opponents. We are just 12 minutes away from kick-off as the players are making their way back into the dressing rooms to get into their match kits and also to have a final word, a final briefing with their managers. Let's get you into the starting lineups now for both Coventry United and Shepshed Dynamo. A couple of changes to both sides. We were expecting a quite youthful approach to the Coventry United side from Terry Anderson. Like last year in this competition, it was the entire under-21 squad that was used against St Andrews last year, but that is not the case today. A pretty strong-looking first-team lineup, a return and a debut as well. So let's get straight into the teams, kicking off with Coventry United making his debut. Number 1, Carl O'Neill. Number 2, Brad Jones. Number 3, Lewis Hudson. Number 4, Tommy Glasgow. Number 5, Jeff Woodward. Number 6, making his return after suspension and today's captain for Coventry United, Jamie Coleman. Number 7, Scott Hammond. Number 8, Rob Prinzel. Number 9, Aaron Apoku. Number 10, Aaron Wint. And number 11, Ryan Palmer. And for Coventry United on the bench, number 12, Kyle Barnett. Number 14, Josh O'Grady. 15, Lewis Rankin. And number 16, Giovanni Green. And for Shepshed Dynamo this evening, number 1, Dan Bastock. Number 2, Adam Hahn. Number 3, Luke Richards. Number 4, Sam Preston. Number 5, their captain, Jake Betts. Number 6, Josh Hill. Number 7, Tom Carroll. 8, Reese McLean. Number 9, Alex Troke. 10, Shea Brennan. And number 11, Carl Wymark. And on the bench for the Dynamo, just the two players in Liam Hurst and Michael Reeve. So those are the starting lineups for today's teams as Coventry United take on Shepshed Dynamo at Dovecote Stadium, or as the fans like to call it, Butthole Lane. The stadium is on the road called Butthole Lane, and no sniggering, alright? We had this last year, a lot of people were laughing about this, but I can tell you it's called Butthole Lane because this ground used to be an archery field, and the bullseye, as many people call it, on a archery board isn't called a bullseye officially, it's called a butthole. So that is why it's called Butthole Lane. It's not anything to do with the rear end of a human body. No, it's not. It's because it's used to be an archery field. But it is officially known as the Dovecote Stadium, so to avoid any sniggering, we are going to be calling it that because I'm laughing just thinking about it, if I'm honest. But we're going to be professional. We're a professional outfit here on CUTV. We are just a couple of minutes away from kick-off. The players have now gone in, apart from the substitutes who are just training in front of goal. As we said, a debut for Coventry United this evening as former Coventry Spinks number 1 Carl O'Neill makes his debut. I believe is he the fourth goalkeeper to play for Coventry United this season. They've had Rich Morris, they've had James Bayon, they've had Ashmel Horter, and now they've got Carl O'Neill. So he's the fourth goalkeeper to play in a competitive competition for Coventry United this season. I've had a word with Terrenson and Luke Morton. They said they just want to know who's going to be the best goalkeeper. Of course, Rich Morris is United's established number 1. I don't think that's going to change for a while yet, but of course, United have got to go and look for the very best talent. They always do that. Any football club will tell you that they are always on the lookout for fresh meat and for fresh, talented players. And they are doing that tonight. First start of the season for Scott Hammond, who is going to be playing on the left wing, we believe, today. Jamie Coleman back in the United starting lineup, as is Jeff Woodward after a couple of weeks on the bench. Brad Jones seemingly being preferred at right back, as United take a more defensive approach to their back line. But Woodward's coming in as a centre back today, with Rob Prinzel pushing into midfield. So a little bit short on central midfield options, Coventry United. Aaron Opoku starting once again after being dropped for Dave Molly on Saturday. Craig Reed also not in the starting lineup. And a name that I've got to say I don't recognise in the starting, it's on the bench I should say, that is Giovanni Green. I believe he may be one of the under-21 players, I'm not too certain, but he is on the bench. We may be seeing him a little bit later on today. But I can say that Coventry United really have a much more experienced lineup than I would have thought. I mean, as we said, last year at St Andrews, the first round of the Polymat Packaging League Cup, United went out, losing 2-1, despite a magnificent goal by Keaton Francis Ballu. I believe it's Keaton's birthday today, so if you are listening, Keaton, happy birthday, mate. And yeah, who knows, might even see in the first team at a later stage. I tell you, that was a cracking goal he scored last year, but unfortunately it wasn't enough to save United from defeat. A very youthful United side. It was the under-21s that lost that game back at St Andrews last year. This time there are a couple of youngsters in there, as we said. Scott Hammond starting on the wing. Ryan Palmer as well, who's going to be in an attacking role. I'm not sure whether he's going to be in a front three or out wide. He's wearing the number 11 shirt, so I'd assume he's going to be in a wide position, with Aaron Wintz starting up front with Aaron Opoku. So if it is going to be a 4-4-2 like it has been recently, it's most likely going to be Hammond on the left and Palmer on the right. And of course, Giovanni Green on the bench as well. So a couple of youngsters in the starting lineup and bench for Coventry United. And there are a couple of changes here for Shepshed as well. Dan Bastuk making just his second appearance of the season in goal. Their regular goalkeeper not starting today. There are a couple of players to watch out for, though. Shea Brennan, who actually signed for Corby Town in the summer, managed by former Coventry City manager David Bell. For whatever reason, that deal didn't work out, and he's now come here to Shepshed, and he scored 7 goals in 5 matches, so watch out for him. He is starting up front today. He's joint top scorer with Liam Hurst, who has played a couple of games more. He's played 11 games. He's also scored 7 goals. He's amongst the 2 substitutes for today's match. And one man who's going to be very dangerous at corners. He was an absolute beast against United last season. Their captain, Jake Betts, a man-mountain of a centre-back. 10 games this season. He's been captain in all of them, and he scored 6 goals. So the United backline are going to have a deal on their hands to try and stop Jake Betts scoring at corners. So we'll certainly have to keep an eye out for him, as we're just 6 minutes away from kickoff at the Dovecote Stadium. If you do want to get in touch with us here on CUTV, you can do on Twitter at CovUnitedTV. And also, we've just got a little bit of info from Club Secretary Graham Wood. Giovanni Green actually used to play for United. He played for United in pre-season. He played at left back. Was he one of the trialists? He was one of the trialists, yes. So Giovanni Green's a left back. He was on trial earlier this season. That's the thing, we don't get told who the trialists are. During pre-season, we don't get team sheets, and we don't get to know who the trialists are until they're signed. There hasn't been any sort of announcement that Green has signed for United, but we have been told that Giovanni Green is a left back. He played for United in pre-season, and he's coming back from injury, so another option at left back. United have quite a few options at left back now. Obviously, Ben Valance has come back into the starting lineup after missing the opening weeks of the season due to work commitments, I believe. Lewis Hudson, of course, coming back from Coventry Spinks after a brief stint there, as well as Coventry Copswood and Rugby, and made a wonderful start to the season. Of course, I'm not quite sure why he's been dropped, but United with a number of options. A big shout out to Alan Howe, who is listening in. Alan, why aren't you here? It's a beautiful night. Get yourself down into Leicester. It's going to be a cracking game. But a big shout out to Alan, who is listening in on CUTV. You can get in touch with us on Facebook. Liam Cook is my name on Facebook, so get in touch on there. The preferred method is either in the YouTube comment section or on Twitter at CovUnitedTV. If you are enjoying today's coverage, make sure you smash that like button underneath the YouTube video, leave a comment below, subscribe to CUTV on YouTube for more exclusive football content, and of course you can follow us on Twitter at CovUnitedTV. As we can see the referees lining up in the tunnel. And, well, I've got to say, before the game, I had a very nice comment coming from one of the Shepshed players. I'm not too sure who it is. I'll know when I see the numbers, because they're going to be coming out in a minute. So I've got the team sheets here, so I'll know who it is. But one of the players saying that, well, giving me a lot of praise from my work here on CUTV, saying I've got the voice for it, and that I could make it one day. So whoever you are, I'll know who you are in a minute. Thanks very much for the positive feedback. So Coventry United lining up in the tunnel. It looks like they're going for, is it the sky blue shirt? It looks like the sky blue away, sorry, the third shirts and the away shorts. It's the sky blue shirts and the white shorts and socks, I think. We'll know when they come a little bit closer, but to me it looks like the sky blue third strip in terms of the shirts, and then the away shorts, which are all white. But even right in saying, I think Shepshed last year were in white and red, so that's obviously why United have gone for the third strip. Of course, United's home strip is red and green, the away strip is all white. We're expecting the arrival of the players very, very shortly. And there we can see them. So Shepshed Dynamo in black and white this evening. As the referee makes his final checks, the players not lining up in the tunnel, they're lining up outside. It's not something you see every day, but each official is different, of course. The referees and the players approach the playing service here at the Dovecote Stadium. Live coverage of Shepshed Dynamo against Coventry United in the Polymac Packaging League Cup right here on CUTV with Liam Cook. Let's get you those starting lineups once again. Starting with Coventry United, number 1, Carl O'Neill. Number 2, Brad Jones. Number 3, Lewis Hudson. Number 4, Tommy Glasgow. Number 5, Jeff Woodward. Number 6, Jamie Coleman. Number 7, Scott Hammond. Number 8, Rob Prinzel. Number 9, Aaron Apoku. Number 10, Aaron Wintz. And number 11, Ryan Palmer. On the bench for the Red and Greens, number 12, Kyle Barnett. 14, Josh O'Grady. 15, Lewis Rankin. And 16, Giovanni Green. And for Shepshed Dynamo this evening, number 1, Dan Bastock. Number 2, Adam Hunt. Number 3, Luke Richards. Number 4, Sam Preston. Number 5, the captain, Jake Betts. Number 6, Josh Hill. 7, Tom Carroll. 8, Reese McLean. Number 9, Alex Troke. 10, Shay Brennan. And 11, Kyle Weinmark. And on the bench, number 12, Liam Hurst. And 14, Michael Reeve. We are set to go for this Polymac Packaging League Cup match at Dovecote Stadium in Leicester. Well, Leicestershire. It's not exactly in Leicester, but it's around Leicestershire anyway. So once again, Coventry United in their third shirts, at least. They're in the sky blue alternative shirts and the all-white away shorts. I can only assume they've come here expecting to wear the all-white away kit, and they realise that it's too similar to Shepshed's white and black, so they've gone for the sky blue strips. So the two captains, Betts and Coleman, both centre-backs meeting in the centre circle. The usual pre-match handshakes. Players geeing themselves up. Everyone wants to progress in this competition. Not a single footballer goes into a match wanting to lose. It's not a competition that Coventry United have usually put much effort into, but this year seems a little different. It's time to get this party started here at the Dovecote Stadium. Coventry United kicking things off, kicking from right to left where we are. Aaron Apoku on the ball, and the ball is rolling. We are underway. Coventry United away at Shepshed Dynamo. A long ball from the back by Rob Prinzel goes straight to the goalkeeper, Dan Bustock, making just his second appearance for Shepshed Dynamo this season. Plays a 1-2 with Sam Preston, and hastily clears the ball. He's closed down quickly. Not done by Shea Brennan. Coleman able to blast it clear. And in fact, it's gone onto the main stand here at Dovecote Stadium. It's going to be a throw-in to Shepshed Dynamo. 1-2 with Adam Hon. Striding forward is Kyle Weinmark. Runs into Tommy Glasgow and loses out. Brad Jones strides forward from the back. Wint wants it on the right-hand side. Brad Jones is going on his own here. It's a wonderful run by Brad Jones. Forced on the right-hand side into the penalty area. Brad Jones tackled well, and the clearance made by the Shepshed defender. Well, what a run that was from Brad Jones, who's the more defensive of the right-backs for Coventry United, and a free kick given against Lewis Hudson for the Red and Greens. And Adam Hon will take it for the Dynamo. And of course signed a Coventry United player last season, Matt Brown, who didn't spend too long with Shepshed. In fact, he immediately went to Chelsea as an academy coach, retiring from playing. Woodward, who's playing at centre-back this evening, lobs it forward to Aaron Apoku. Apoku jumps for it, beats Betts to the ball. Went tries for Apoku again, a good clearance made by Josh Hill. And an early injury, I'm afraid, here at Dovecote Stadium. That looks like Betts, who seems to have fallen awkwardly. Jumping for the same ball as Aaron Apoku. Apoku getting on the ball. But Betts coming out a little bit worse for wear on that one. So I hope it's nothing too serious. Just a reminder that next coverage here on CUTV is Coventry United's FA Vars match against Stone Old Elanians. That's actually on Sunday at the Butts Park Arena due to a fixture clash with Coventry Rugby Club. So if you don't hear anything on Saturday, don't be alarmed. There's a reason why. We will be live at the Butts Park Arena from 2:45. Next Saturday as we get things underway once again at Dovecote Stadium. Coventry United on the ball with Jeff Woodward in their own back line. Switches the play to Jamie Coleman with the captain's armband this evening, back from suspension of course. Scott Hammond, nice control and turns away from Weinmark. Looking for Aaron Wint forward, he's intercepted by Betts, who is back on the field. Now Shepshed breaking forward and a great clearance by Jeff Woodward onto the halfway line with Scott Hammond. I thought it was Ryan Palmer, I should say. Palmer, who's been ripping it up for the under-21s this season. Plenty of space out wide for Aaron Wint. It's a lovely ball to find Wint as well. Wint on the ball, looking for the cross from the right-hand side. He's got options in the centre. Wint being blocked up by the Shepshed defenders, but tries to square it. Scott Hammond flicks it up and dispossessed well. But Palmer will pick it up on the left-hand side. Hudson slips and loses out to Brennan. Good challenge made by Tommy Glasgow. Palmer taken out by Hon as he gets to the ball first. On that left-hand side, it will be a free kick to Coventry United. There's Carabao Cup action in the professional league, so that will try and keep you up to date with everything that's going on in those matches throughout tonight. Hudson chips it towards the right-hand side where Prinzel was waiting, nodded away. Up line looking for Brennan, only as far as Brad Jones for the Red and Greens. Tries to dart away. He's going for a throw, taken quickly. Win a bit of a push in the back there. United have lost out. And they conceded the throw level with the penalty area as the Dynamo number 4, Sam Preston, blasted it off Wint. Hill. And a poor pass looking for teammates on the wing. It's going to play into the Shepshed dugout. Throw taken. Jones will 1-2 with Wint. Ball down the line, looking for Aaron Apoku. He's not going to get there. Betts will try and shepherd it out of play, and he does so beautifully, the skipper for Shepshed. throw up line. Troke. Poor header, only as far as Hammond. Tommy Glasgow races onto the ball. Glasgow, number of calls from Coventry United players. He's put it out wide to Lewis Hudson. I think he may need to change his studs. He slipped again. This time United do keep the ball with Hammond. Glasgow. Switch to Aaron Wint on the right hand side. Dodges the challenge of Brennan. And spins his way away from the ball. He was trying a little turn to keep it away from Brennan. He's in fact spinned his way off the ball. Now it's with Alex Troke. Deep into United territory. But a poor pass in the midfield allows United to win it back with Hammond. Lob ball over the fence. Not quite over the fence as Betts with a block off a Poker. Poker runs straight into the goalkeeper Dan Bastock. No foul given. United asking for a penalty. Well, both men going for the same ball. I think it was 6 of one and half dozen of the other. I don't think you can give a foul to either side for that. It was simply a collision of players. United regain the ball in the centre circle with Tommy Glasgow. Space out wide for Lewis Hudson. But Glasgow is going down the middle. Palmer. Challenge from behind. Takes Palmer away from the ball. And now Shepshed darting forward. Carroll. Good challenge made. Rob Prinzel now on the move. Runs straight into Palmer. Is forced to the right hand side just to try and keep the ball. He finds Brad Jones in a little bit of space. Jones cuts in. Palmer. Glasgow in the centre circle. Out wide to Lewis Hudson. Doesn't slip this time. Good control actually from the left back. Palmer. Poor first touch. Takes it away from him. Good challenge made by Reece McLean. Now Brennan on this right hand side. Easy tackle made by Jamie Coleman. Glasgow to Woodward. Glasgow again. Plenty of time inside the United half. Brad Jones. Wint. Has to work hard to keep that ball away from Troke. Glasgow. Now Coleman. Easy ball down line to Ryan Palmer. Making a rare start for the first team. Hudson. Back to Palmer. Turn tries to pass only as far as Carroll. Has gone all the way back to the Coventry United defence with Jeff Woodward. Woodward looking for an option. Closed down by Troke, but able to find Brad Jones. Glasgow's with him. Nice little 1-2 between Jones and Glasgow. There's also space on the right hand side for Brad Jones. Rob Prinzel playing in midfield this evening. Switches it to Lewis Hudson, who's all on his own. He needs some support. Tries to play it forward to Palmer, but the pass wasn't right. An easy interception made by Josh Hill. And a great clearance there by Carl O'Neill, who fires that one away, volleys it clear from the outside his penalty area as Brennan made his way towards the box and tried to challenge for that loose ball. We've seen some rather dodgy clearances from outside the box from Coventry United goalkeepers in recent weeks. You have to go for a fourth goalkeeper of the season in Carl O'Neill, who used to play for Coventry Spinks, I believe, according to the Coventry United coaching staff. Poku puts Preston under pressure. It's now with Betts. Wymark. Preston's got to get this one away, clears it well. Interception made by Lewis Hudson. Blasts it forward, looking for Prinzel, easily met in the air by Hill. Bit of head tennis going on here. And Glasgow ends out by volleying it to Rob Prinzel in the midfield. Prinzel goes for a goal, and a good save made by Dan Bastock. Stung the gloves of the Dynamo number 1. Only second start of the season. He's been on the bench 4 times, according to the full-time websites. Blast it clear. Looking for Brennan. Nods onto the right-hand side with Reece McLean. Into the air for Brennan. Woodward's got to try and block off the joint top scorer. McLean's ball. Should be an easy clearance toward Rob Prinzel. Indeed it is. But only as far as Wymark. Hill. Brennan. McLean, will he shoot? No, he wishes towards the far post, held away by Jeff Woodward. And was that handball given against Shepshed Dynamo? I think it was. It's a free kick anyway. I'm sure I heard the referee say handball. One early goal to stay about in the Carabao Cup. West Ham leading Bolton by 1-0. Shepshed on the ball, play back into the fence with Sam Preston. Fires it forward on the left-hand side, offside. Given against Tom Carroll. And we'll regroup with a Coventry United free kick towards the right-hand side of Kyle O'Neill's penalty area, which O'Neill will take himself. Blasted clear. Poku, good chest control, bit of a push in the back perhaps. So we've went back into United's half with Brad Jones. Shepshed doing well to just block off every avenue of approach for Coventry United. We're all the way back to O'Neill. O'Neill inviting the Shepshed players to approach and open up a bit of space for Coventry United. Blast it clear over the head of a Poku though, and nodded away by Betts. Brought down to by Tom Carroll. Richards stumbles on a good challenge made by Scott Hammond. Apoku will pick up the loose ball. Aaron Apoku holds it up. Brad Jones going to get the cross in from the right, taking on his man. Jones back into the midfield with Tommy Glasgow. Plays United with a bit of danger here as Glasgow is easily closed down by Troke. Now it's out wide to Lewis Hudson. Nice little turn to get away from McLean. Rob Prinzel, United making some good progress now. Ball on the left-hand side, too powerful for Lewis Hudson. He's appealing that came off McLean, and the linesman on this near side agrees. And it will be a Coventry United throw in a pretty good position. Lewis Hudson will take it. Hammond and Apoku offering themselves. Finds Aaron Apoku. And they'll go straight out for a goal kick. Apoku couldn't control. Just over 10 minutes gone here at Dovecote Stadium, I should say. It's Shepshed Dynamo 0, Coventry United 0. And one of the Shepshed players, I believe that is that Sam Preston? No, sorry, that's Adam Hahn, who's changed his boots, I believe. It's the football equivalent of a pit stop. You don't often see it. Met in the air by the Shepshed man, brought down to earth by Ryan Palmer, chips it into the centre circle with Hammond. Sounds well by Wymark. Keeps it away from Hammond despite the youngster's best efforts. Out wide. Striding down the left-hand side. Opportunity to whip it in, and a good challenge made by, I think that was Tommy Glasgow, who slid in. And the Shepshed coaching staff not too happy as the midfielder went to ground, but Glasgow got the ball down the right-hand side. Betts makes no issues about that one. He just simply puts it out, play for a throw, level with his own penalty area. He's not going to take any sort of risks. Poku with the ball, but he's going to give it to Brad Jones, who has had a nice run of games recently. Prinzel, Jones, Prinzel, cross put in. Should be a catch for the goalkeeper. Well, he's fumbled it, and Poku couldn't get there. And luckily for Shepshed Dynamo, they're able to clear. Palmer slides in and wins the ball back from McLean. Great work from the Coventry United under-21 star. Glasgow switches to the right-hand side. Good control by Brad Jones. Keeps it away from Brennan. Handball claims. Referee doesn't want to know. Rob Prinzel. Looking for Hudson once again. Intercepted by McLean, but Hudson able to win the ball back once more. Glasgow. Ball to the area. Looks for Aaron Apoku. One in the air. And Dynamo will get this one away with Wymark. Back into defence with Betts. Richards. McLean making a run down the right hand side, but he can't be found by Josh Hill. Went. It's his first start for a while as well. Jamie Coleman in a more advanced position than we're used to seeing him. Plays it back to his defensive partner Jeff Woodward. Tommy Glasgow's helping out in centre defence for a while. Rob Prinzel, heavy first touch, takes it away from him. And battles for the ball with Tom Carroll. It's come off Carroll last, and it will be a United throw on the far side, around the halfway mark. Jones takes a short one to Glasgow. Back to Jones, who's quickly closed down by Carroll. United with a lot of time and space to utilise on that wing. It's played all the way back to O'Neill between the sticks. Now Woodward. Wymark unrelenting, trying to put the United man under pressure. It's all the way back to Adam Hon, who nods it to his goalkeeper Dan Bastock, who plays it back to Hon. Betts has got to be careful as a poker was right next to him. I don't think he realised that one. He's got it away now with Hon. Lobs it forward. And O'Neill's going to deal with that one, and a nice little header there to take it out of play for a throw. I believe that was Brennan who was trying to get in. In fact, no, it wasn't. It was Josh Hill who was trying to get on the end of that one. Well, anyway, United have won it back, and Tommy Glasgow under pressure. A bit of push in the back by Kyle Weimark. Shepshed have got it back, and Weimark forces Glasgow to the ground. Referee says play on, ball into the area, flashes across O'Neill's goal. Brennan couldn't get his head on that one. Good pressure from the Coventry United defence. Jamie Coleman and Lewis Hudson stopping the joint top scorer from getting his head on that one in a pretty dangerous position. And it will be a goal kick to be taken by Carl O'Neill. Of course, making his debut for the Red and Greens, who are playing in Sky Blue this evening. So just over 15 minutes gone here at Dovecote Stadium, commonly referred to as Butthole Lane by the locals. And it remains at Shepshed Dynamo 0, Coventry United 0 in this Polymac Packaging League Cup encounter here in Leicestershire. O'Neill puts his laces through that one, looking for a teammate. It may fall for Palmer. Well, Palmer and Hudson go for the same ball. Palmer will keep it in on this near side. Plays it all the way back to O'Neill. O'Neill, not the best of clearances. Falls to Carroll. Hammond intercepts. It's won back by Josh Hill in the midfield. Physical presence of Josh Hill working wonders for Shepshed Dynamo. Holds the ball well, keeping it away from Hammond. Now Betts, the captain. Ball into the penalty area, looking for Shea Brennan. Goalkeeper comes for it, goalkeeper gathers it. And quickly rolls it out to Jeff Woodward. No nonsense goalkeeping from Carl O'Neill, just what Coventry United need after some shoddy goalkeeping displays in the last couple of weeks. Lewis Hudson. Jones has got some space on the right hand side, so has Wint. Here's Tommy Glasgow in the centre circle, out wide now for Jones in acres of space. He's got the freedom of Dovecote Stadium here. A poke on the edge of the area, was he pulled down by Sam Preston? Yes he was, free kick Coventry United. Well, Poku's not an easy man to tug down, I've got to say. Well, a number of players standing over the ball. Is that Rob Prinzel who's going to have a go? We've seen Prinzel score many a free kick before. Well, Prinzel, Jones and Wint standing over it. Well, Brad Jones is a fullback. He's not usually one to take a set piece. But who's it going to be? And is Jones going to roll it? Well, four-man wall awaits. It's Prinzel straight into the wall. Prinzel will pick up the loose ball and try again. Oh, it's gone all the way in. The first attempt didn't work. You better bet the second one did. Free kick straight into the wall. He raced that loose ball and smashed it in. And Coventry United, after 18 minutes, break the deadlock at Dovecote Stadium in the Polymac Packaging League Cup. Well, what a hit that was. I don't think you'll see a sweeter strike for a long time. And Rob Prinzel, who has been playing at centre-back recently to cover up for the suspended Jamie Coleman, is back in midfield today. He said he can literally play anyway. You put a set of goalkeeper gloves on this lad, he'll probably keep a clean sheet. He does everything right. And he certainly did that right. Well, Coventry United have the advantage now at Dovecote Stadium. This could be the first time in 3 years that the Red and Greens have gone past the first round in this competition. They've exited the first round in the last 2 seasons. Coleman. Now Palmer's United push on, looking for a second. Tommy Glasgow out wide for Brad Jones. They have to just send him back into their rhythm. The worst thing they can do at this time is to give away the ball and concede a shoddy equaliser. They've got the ball at the right end of the field. Brad Jones. Glasgow, it's gone off the top of his leg and he's lost out to Brennan. Follows through on Brennan, but the referee says no fouls. Shepshed break forward. Out of Adam Hall on the right hand side. Closed down by Prinzel. Ball to the right hand side, looking for McLean. It won't reach him, and Jamie Coleman should deal with this one simply. He's going to try and let it go out all the way out for a goal kick. He can't do so, and instead he puts it out of the leg of the Shepshed Dynamo player, and a throw into Coventry United will follow to be taken by Lewis Hudson. And Hudson has taken it a couple of yards too far. He's looking for Rob Prinzel with this throw. Anyway, he's been asked to come back a little bit further, so Prinzel might have to go up a few yards himself. The two number 8s battling for position, McLean and Prinzel just in front of us. Looking for Rob Prinzel with the throw. Prinzel gets on the end of it and returns it to Lewis Hudson, who has to nod it out of play himself, as Alex Troke was lurking behind him. Well, if in doubt, they say get it out. And that's exactly what Hudson did. They can't afford to take any chances so soon after going in front. Throw taken by Adam Hahn. Plenty of options in there. Headed clear by Tommy Glasgow. Hammond. First touch takes it away from the Shepshed man. But Kyle Weinmark closes him down and wins possession back for the Dynamo. Played all the way back to the goalkeeper, Dan Bastock. Dangerous there, the Bastock as a Poku closed him down. He was just able to get the ball away, and the Shepshed midfielder stumbling. That's Luke Richards on the ball in the centre circle. See the push it back from a United man, stumbled, and the referee is seen fit to give the free kick to the Dynamo. "20 minutes gone here at Dovecote Stadium. Shepshed Dynamo 0, Coventry United 1 after a fair strike from Rob Prinzel. He'll be taken again with the free kick by Tom Carroll. It's taken short by Betts. Blasted into the area looking for Troke. Coleman just want to win it back. Siding in is Scott Hammond, but he can't take it away from Carroll. Hill to McLean. McLean cuts in. Charged down by Tommy Glasgow. And now it's Palmer on the attack down the left wing for Coventry United. Switches the play beautifully to Aaron Wint. Overlap being made by Brad Jones. This is more like the Coventry United we know and love. Jones into the area. And a crucial clearance made by Adam Hahn as Wint put it into the penalty area looking for the fullback Brad Jones. We haven't seen what his version's like, seeing as he is a fullback, but Jones fancying a goal on his own there. Great link-up play between Wint and Jones down that right-hand side, cutting in. And Jones is going over to that far side to take the throw-in, right in the corner. Jones looking for the option. Here's Aaron Wint. Back to Jones. Back to Wint. Will he get the cross in? Tries to steady himself and find a way into the area, but he's challenged well by Richards and Carroll. And that's Carroll racing forward, but his teammate wasn't expecting it, and Woodward able to intercept and find Lewis Hudson in a kill space on that left-hand side. Palmer's free on the left. He was looking for Palmer, but there was a good challenge made by McLean to block the pass, but now Palmer's got it anyway. Plays it into the centre circle with Tommy Glasgow. Wint, I think he was looking for a shot there, maybe a little bit too far out. Brad Jones, cross put in. It's Hammond, a little bit wayward into the netting behind the goal. Maybe trying a little bit too hard there, Scott Hammond. The cries of United from the far end of the ground, where there's a scattering of red and green's fans who have made a short trip down the M1. And so far, it's been a pretty pleasant trip for them, with the red and greens leading by 1-0. They haven't been leading in a while. The last two matches, they've lost by 1-0 against Wolfrunians and against Bromsgrove, with another FA Vars match on Sunday against Stone Old Elanians. And that's a blatant foul, as Tommy Glasgow was grabbed by the scruff of the neck, really, by the Shepshed man. I believe that was Alex Troke. And it will be a free kick to the red and greens in sky blue this evening, wearing the sky blue third kit in terms of the shirt, with the white short and socks of the away kit. I think they would have been alright wearing the red and green this evening, if I'm honest. Tiny bit of red in terms of the sponsorship on the Shepshed shirt, that's about it. A forceful challenge to take the ball away from Lewis Hudson, but the referee allows it. Striding forward now, Shea Brennan. Glasgow intercepts as Brennan goes to the ground. Woodward back to Glasgow. Oh, look at that, nice bit of trickery taken away from 2 challenges, but it's won back well by Alex Troke. And Troke once again trying to get onto the loose ball. Glasgow and Prinzel working together to make sure it doesn't get to him. Palmer telling his under-21s teammate to push forward in Ryan Palmer, but it won't find him. It will fall back to Lewis Hudson. Glasgow in the centre circle. Prinzel. Now Wint. Jones. To try just to keep the ball under relentless defensive pressure, and they had a bit of space for Wint. Opoku on the edge of the area, backs into the defender, tries to hold it up. Opoku finds Glasgow in a deeper position. Hudson, Opoku. We try and find Palmer down the left. In fact, he will go down the left himself. Opoku stumbles and pushes the number 8 McLean to the ground, and no argument about it. That's a free kick to Shepshed Dynamo. 25 minutes gone here at the Dovecote Stadium. Coventry United lead by 1-0. With Rob Prinzel the scorer. He's won that many Man of the Match awards recently, Rob Prinzel. We may as well name the Man of the Match award after him. He may find game time a little harder to come by with the return of Jamie Coleman to the starting lineup. McLean, great challenge there by Palmer, and the referee's assistant rightly giving the throw to Shepshed, as Palmer clearly got the last touch. Throw taken by Troke. Hon. And Wyman stretching a little bit too far for that one and couldn't reach it. Now United's on the counter attack with Rob Prinzel. Opoku is forward. Looking to find Aaron Opoku. Betts gets his foot on it. Just keeps it away from Aaron Opoku. Preston, now Wyman, long ball down the left-hand side. What a ball that is, crossing opportunity for Shea Brennan. And that will be a Coventry United throw. Brennan just couldn't quite keep it on that left-hand wing. United looking good for their lead at the moment. Shepshed without a effort on goal so far. In fact, I believe United scored with their first attempt on goal. Woodward nods it away. Hammond can't get onto the loose point, intercepted in the midfield by Shepshed. Adam Hahn, McLean wants it on the right hand side. Opposite forward for Troke. Bit of shirt pulling on Lewis Hudson. The referee doesn't see it. Hudson falls to the ground, and that was a little bit too forceful from Troke to me, but it doesn't matter anyways. It's gone out of play for a Coventry United goal kick, which will be taken by Carl O'Neill, who thankfully hasn't had to make a save so far. Pretty easy night for him. As debuts go, this has been pretty slick. Certainly easier than James Bain's debut a couple of weeks ago. He had a forgettable moment. Well, at least he hopes it's forgettable anyway. For making up for it against Wolverine into a side display. Shepshed win the ball back in the midfield. Troke puts it through, looking for Carroll. Tony Glasser just about to get his body in between the ball, and Carroll has sent it out of play for a throw right in front of us. Hon. Wyman. Just about to keep the ball away from Hammond. That one once again with Hon. Ball to the air, looking for Troke, headed away by Jamie Coleman, and Glasgow should deal with this one, and deal with it he does. Blast it towards the right hand side. It won't fall for Wint. Well, the follow-up might after a poor pass by Betts. Good work from Wyman to win it back. Wymark's ball blasted out by Jeff Woodward, and Betts has gone to ground once again. Also a collision between Opoku and Betts, I'm not too certain. I think the referee has instead given a free kick. He's given a free kick against Aaron Opoku. There must have been a collision between Betts and Opoku after Betts had cleared the ball. So I can only assume that Opoku's gone straight into him trying to win the ball back once the ball was gone. No yellow card necessary, says the referee. It will be a free kick to Shepshed. So that wayward long ball from Betts is soon forgotten about as they've got another chance. Preston. Now Hans, they make their way into United territory. Wymark, challenged from behind by Rob Prinzel. He says that he got the ball. He certainly got the man first. Shepshed want to take the free kick quickly, but the referee's not going to allow it. He was still talking to Prinzel. Hon takes the free kick towards the far side, knocked away by Brad Jones. Betts is up there, free kick against Coventry United for a push in the back by Betts, who's using one of the Coventry United players as leverage. So he tried to get his head onto the ball. Betts is certainly dangerous in the air. 6 goals in 10 matches from centre-back is a pretty impressive record. We said before the game he's dangerous from corners. He hasn't had the chance to show us how dangerous he can be because they haven't had a shot, so therefore they haven't had a corner. Half an hour gone at Dovecote Stadium. Shepshed Dynamo 0, Coventry United 1. Live coverage of this match here on CUTV in the Polymac Packaging League Cup. If you do enjoy the coverage, remember to hit the like button below the video to let us know you're enjoying it, and leave a comment with your feedback in the comments section below. You can follow us at Coventry United TV on Twitter. That's at Coventry United TV, and remember to follow us on YouTube for more exclusive content from the Red and Greens. As the ball goes straight into the hands of United manager Terry Anderson on the far side of the pitch on the halfway line. It's thrown to Coventry United. Jones brought down to her by Apoku, now Wint. Jones again, blasts it towards Palmer, beaten in the air by Hon, and the follow-up should be dealt with by Wymark. And Prinzel once again stabbing in from behind on Wymark. Referee gives the foul once again, and a correct decision it was. As usual, we'll be taking a short break at half-time to swap over the battery on the laptop to ensure we can bring the second half of this match in its entirety. So look for the new live stream after half-time here on YouTube. Hon lobs it forward as Shepshed try and get their first effort on goal. O'Neill comes for it, just keeps it in his own penalty area. And Brennan makes contact with O'Neill, pats him on the back in apology. And is O'Neill hurt? He's not looking too good. He's back on his feet and he's got the ball. Maybe a bit of a dig in the knee from Brain, perhaps. Neil not happy with his goalkeeper. A cry of frustration from the ex-Spinks goalkeeper, Shepshed. Looking to bring the ball under control in the midfield. They have now. Brennan, long-range strike and nearly caught O'Neill out. It's a fantastic save. It may have took a deflection off Scott Hammond, which wrong-footed the goalkeeper, but he was able to atone for it and get both hands to the ball and divert it around the post. The first call to action for Cole O'Neill. And O'Neill answers the call. He answers it beautifully. And now we get to see how dangerous Shepshed can be from corners. Look out for Betts in the penalty area. It's swung in, it cleared the near post by Tommy Glasgow. It's not the best of corner routines, it's going to be said, especially as there were no Shepshed players at the near post. They're all at the far post. They've won the ball back in the midfield. Wymark headed away. Jones. And Wymark getting one back on Rob Prinzel there. We'll see Prinzel and Wymark having a little bit of a personal rivalry on that pitch. Prinzel had the ball, was able to plant it forward. Wymark slides in once the ball is gone. And I'm sorry, but the referee's got no option there. It's a free kick. And if anything, I think Wymark would be lucky to get away with a yellow card there. And the referee, indeed, he's going to book him. The ball had already gone when Wymark slid in. It's not the first time that these two players have come to blows, and I dare say it won't be the last. But Kyle Wymark may well be the first player to go in the book. The referee's having a strong discussion with Wymark and his captain, Jake Betts. And the yellow card is not needed. I think Wymark's got off a little bit lightly there. As we've got just over 10 minutes to go until half-time. Woodward's free kick. Nodded on by Palmer. Pokin might just keep this one on the left-hand wing. He does. He's under pressure from behind by Preston. Hudson down line in support. Pokin tries to take it on his own. He turns Preston into the penalty area. Cross blocked by Adam Hon. Corner kick Coventry United. It's been a strong first half display from a slightly changed red and green side. They could do with some good fortune. The last couple of games have been very frustrating for the players and the fans. They haven't scored in 2 matches. 2 pretty important matches. So a win tonight would certainly make things a lot easier in terms of confidence. Towards the far post, punch clear by Bastek, picked up at the far post. Wint, and it's been blocked by a Shepshed player on the way through, and it will be another corner, this time on the far side. So exactly 10 minutes until the break. United remain in front by 1-0. That rebounded strike by Rob Prinzel. The free kick blasted straight into the wall. The follow-up blasted straight into the goal by the United utility man. And a short corner taken to Tommy Glasgow by Brad Jones. Glasgow put in a Opoku's header. Well, it's headed away by the defender, in fact. Opoku beaten in the air. The clue's only as far as Glasgow. Aaron Wint gets himself into the danger zone, takes it past one defender. Aaron Wint takes a tumble. It's picked up by Rob Prinzel, who's forced back into the midfield. And a pretty woeful pass. It goes straight to the roof of the bar on the far side of the pitch. Well, there's no doubt he was looking for Brad Jones, but he's overhit that one. Richards takes the throw. Switch to the right-hand side with Adam Hon, closed down quickly by Palmer. Glasgow gets there before Carroll. Cobham fires it down the left-hand side, looking for Palmer, and Hon takes no chances and volleys it out for a throw. Coventry United would love to go into the break 1-0 up. They'd love it even better to go in 2-0 up. It hasn't been a match full of chances, I've got to say. United have been getting in the right positions, but Shepshed usually seem pretty confident at the back. Hudson. There's a 1-2 with Hammond. Another 1-2. McLean wins it back, but the wayward pass falls straight to Ryan Palmer. Brought in from the under-21s this evening. It's a cracking season. Glasgow back in the defence with Jeff Woodward, who's made a brilliant start since his move from Biggleswade in the summer. Free kick against Aaron Wint for a shirt pull on Jake Betts. Just on the edge of the Dynamo penalty area. Ball down the left wing. Switch to the right, looking for McLean. Straight to the chest of Lewis Hudson. Just able to clear before Troke can get onto it. Ball in the air by Hon in the back line. Hill. Now Preston. Fires it clear. And O'Neill calls for it. O'Neill brings it to feet. Confident start from O'Neill in his first United game. The fourth goalkeeper to start for United this season. Rich Morris, of course, United's regular number 1, but Anderson and Morton telling me before kick-off that they're always looking for fresh talent. And if there is a better player available, of course, they're going to go and get him. And O'Neill certainly staking his claim to the number 1 role this evening. Palmer shrugged up the ball by his opposite number 11 in Wymark. Long ball looking for Troke. Cleared by Jamie Coleman. McLean left it, believing a teammate was going to get onto it. Good ball by Palmer through the defence into the box, but Opoku wasn't far enough forward. And it's picked up easily by Bastek. Hum. Ball controlled by Carroll, picked up by Rob Prinzel. Out wide to Hammond. Palmer. Palmer slips. Able to keep the ball for now, not for long though as McLean gets onto it. Challenge made by Lewis Hudson. He won't get to the ball in time though. And it's cleared by Preston. Troke. Over the head of Carroll. It's picked up by Hill. His pass is poor, but only finds Coleman in the United back line. He plays it back to O'Neill in the United goal. Out wide to Brad Jones. United got to get this attack moving once again. That's a bit of skill by Jones to take it around the fullback. Luke Richards. Now striding down the right, Aaron Wint, the big number 10, into the area and straight into the hands of Bastek, who darts to his left to grab the loose ball. Jones was too far to the right and Opoku was too far to the left. It was a good idea, but the execution wasn't quite great. Hon with the ball for Shepshed, and once again poor passing from Hon straight to the number 4, Tommy Glasgow for Coventry United. Jones swipes the ball away from Wymark. Yes, with a bit of time and space to work with. 5 minutes of normal time remaining in the first half at Dovecote Stadium. Coventry United still lead by 1 goal, so they will look pretty comfortable. A strike at goal around 10 minutes ago from Shepshed Dynamo, deflected by a United player. Pulled off a good save by O'Neill. It's the only real chance Shepshed have had so far. As United try and push forward, they've lost out again. The ball retention upfield hasn't been great for United. McLean taking on Palmer. Takes it past Palmer. They can't take it past Hammond. Good chance made by the youngster. Ball on the left-hand side. Aaron Opoku can't control first time, but he's got it on the left-hand side. Being covered up by Preston. Tries to switch the play towards the right-hand side, and he's not going to find anyone. There was no one towards that side of the pitch, and Preston just turning to calm down, just turning to look before he passes. That seems to be United's problem right now. They're expecting players to be there, rather than actually looking to see if they are. Hasty defensive work from Shepshed Dynamo, nearly losing the ball to Palmer. Hunt as well to keep it away from the United youngster, but once again Hunt's passing lets Shepshed down. Glasgow put it on the left hand side. Palmer is onside here, plenty of space to work with. Into the area, the header by Opoku just goes wide. It was a powerful header, but just not quite the accuracy that he needed. But a brilliant run down that left hand side by Scott Hammond, and a great cross to find Opoku. The finishing touch just lacking for the number 9 for the Red and Greens as we head towards the break. It looks as if United are going to keep this 1-0 lead and take it into the dressing room. We're getting a few Coventry United fans giving us away from the far side of the pitch. We can see Simon Reynolds and Nigel Ward on the far side. We've even got United director Pete Schofield next to us as well in the main stand. So a good contingent of Coventry United fans making their way to Dovecote today. Brennan takes on the United defenders, blast into the back of Woodward. Another strike at goal by Brennan. And it's going to go out for a corner actually, as O'Neill tried to catch it right on the touchline. Let the ball go as he went over the line. The referee says the ball's gone over the line as well. After a second stab at goal by Brennan. Second corner of the match for Shepshed Dynamo. Betts goes for it. Free kick against Shepshed. Foul given against Sam Preston, the centre-back for Dynamo. As we head towards the break, another 2.5 minutes of normal time. United looking pretty comfortable and fully deserving of this 1-0 scoreline. In all fairness, the chances that they have had towards the end of this first half, it could have been more. O'Neill clears. Straight to the head of Hon, but his head only as far as Lewis Hutton. Volleys it forward. Looking for Palmer. Palmer can't control. Goes out of play for a throw on this near side to Shepshed Dynamo. Taken by Adam Hon. Looking for an option up line. Finds Hill. Turns away from Hammond. Carroll to Hon. Hon plays it forward. It's into the penalty area. Woodward able to shield Brennan away from the ball, and out comes O'Neill to grasp onto it. O'Neill making his presence known. Kick only as far as Josh Hill, the number 6. Brennan. Tom Carroll strides towards the penalty area. Will he let fly it? He tries to put it into the area looking for Carl Wymack, and once again O'Neill comes out and makes the ball his own. We're at the end of normal time. How much will be added on by the referee? Jones clears it, looking for Opoku, chested well by Jake Betts. Up line only as far as Rob Prinzel for the Red and Greens. Prinzel slides in and takes the ball away from Troik, who tried to make that challenge. Coleman, long range pass on the left hand side for Ryan Palmer, keeps away from not one but two Dynamo players, and tries one, and it's gone over the net, over the netting, behind the net, and over the stand behind the net. So it's it may have done him well in a rugby match, but unfortunately it's not going to be any good in the football game. You've got to give Palmer credit for a nice little run Great trickery taken away from 2 Dynamo players, but the finishing needs a little bit of work. That could well do it. I don't think we're too far away from the half-time whistle. Referee checks his watch. Well, that was perfect timing, wasn't it? Half-time is called by the referee. Coventry United leading by 1-0. After a couple of poor Coventry United performances, this is exactly what the players needed. It's exactly what the fans needed to see. And I tell you what, it's exactly what I needed as well. A bit of excitement in the Coventry United performance. Rob Prinzel's goal after his free kick blasted into the wall, struck true into the bottom corner from long range. So far, so good. It's been a while since we could say that for Coventry United. Let's hope for more in the second half. Shepshed had a couple of opportunities, but a strong goalkeeping display by debutant Carl O'Neill, keeping the Dynamo out. More of the same, please, in the second half. Coventry United half-time score at Dovecote Stadium in the Polymac Packaging League Cup match is Shepshed Dynamo 0, Coventry United 1. And with that, we'll go off there for 10 minutes while we swap over the laptop battery so we can bring in the second half of this match in its entirety. So look for the new live stream on YouTube in about 10 minutes' time. Do not go anywhere. CUTV will be back in 10 minutes.